Hi, it's Faceless Tech. I've been doing a lot of RetroPie stuff lately, making different controllers, and made this console, which is Retro Zero. Kind of used these buttons, which are like SMD, soft touch, not clicky. They're great, they really are nice. But after extended gameplay, I was on holiday and I was playing Zelda Mimish Cap, and after a while, you get like dints in your fingers, as you can see there. You can imagine that. I was playing it for like half an hour and I thought, I need to find a different solution for this. I was thinking I basically needed to use some kind of existing game controller, silicone type, a membrane sort of thing. And got me thinking it's got to have a short throw to it, because usually if you take apart a Game Boy, you'll see around the buttons they'll have what's called like a button well, which lets the button slide up and down without getting stuck inside the case. So it just slides up and down inside like a cylinder. Then we got thinking, what have I seen lately? It was DS. A DS looked like it didn't have much throw to it, but still had a silicone membrane. Which, after I come back up from holiday, I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just whip up a quick thing and see if it will actually work. So that's what I've done. Got these PCBs made, just using a basically DS membrane and buttons. Took a DS front off, did the measurements for the holes for all the buttons. I was going to just do it as literally like a couple of these pads connected to a couple of pinouts and stuff, just to test it. But I thought, no, I'll make a pop controller, because then I can really test it out, extended gameplay, and see if it will actually work. And this is how this was born, really. Probably only make one because it's just like a test one. That's why I've kind of gone weirdly. I've just done the start and select shoulder buttons on the bottom. I kind of like ran out of time and I just like threw them on, really, just to give me the minimum amount of buttons. But yeah, it actually really works. It works out quite well as well, because I was using M3 spacers. These are 10mm on the bottom, and that spacer is basically a nut. M3 nut just had enough space for the membrane and for the buttons to fit in there and clamp down nicely without giving false button presses. It was really, really good. I was really happy how it turned out. Well, I was not at first, because I put it together and I've been testing the last few days, and I thought it just not as responsive. And I thought it was to do with the way I've done these button pads. I've basically kind of been a bit lazy and just done two contacts, because people have them like crazy like lattice type things, and I thought I'll see if I can get away with just having these, because it's really easy to make and anyone can make them. So I thought it might have been to do with that, but then I thought, oh wait a minute, I took these silicone membranes out of an old DS. So I thought I'd do what everyone does when they refurb something, give the little carbon pads on the back, give them a little isopropyl alcohol clean. Also give these pads on the actual controller clean, and afterwards it was as responsive as ever. So it works really, really well. So hopefully for my next console I'm going to add a bit like this, and add a PSP style stick. Luckily on the Pseudomods Discord the other day, I was talking about it, saying I can't get a second analog stick working software wise, but now I have. Someone sent me over some code, so I'll add that in there. So we're going to have dual analog sticks, and we'll have nice faceplate buttons as well. And you could do it quite good. You could do this front faceplate can be like any colour, and the back ones can be just like a green, and you can just make these up however you want. But I'll show you a little quick a game I like to test, which you wouldn't think is really much of a Twitch type game, but Tetris, you really have to it has to accept every button press, and you can actually see it really easily if it does skip buttons. But as you can see, I'm really, really pleased with it. It's really come out well. And it is just what I've done. It just runs an Arduino Pro Micro, because it's got the HID capabilities, and then I use the Tinkerboy sketch, which also has the analog part of it added in. You can just enable it. I've also added that other person's code to enable both of them. So I might have to hit up Tinkerboy, whoever he is, and tell him how to add dual analogs, because you got it on the actual board, but there's no actual code for it, and everyone keeps asking for it. There's no example code, so hopefully this will feed back into the community. But yeah, as a quick test, it is good. It is a good controller. It works really well. I'm just waiting for RetroPie to be updated for the Raspberry Pi 4, and that'll be real killer. I'll show you playing some. It doesn't really make much difference, but we'll play some Tony Hawk's. This is just on a 3A plus, which is going to go into my next handheld build. Works quite well. Oh, it's a bit dark, but you get the idea. It does work really well. And yeah, there it is. As usual, there'll be a blog post with board files and the like in it. I'll probably just use for the start and select. I'll probably just use these style buttons, because you don't really use them that often. You can, they are quite nice buttons, so I'll just use them. And probably for the L and R, I think I'm gonna have R1 and R2, R1 and R2 LR, two shoulders with the dual analog, so it'll be a full like PlayStation controller. So it should work quite well. So as usual, blog post in the description with files and whatnot. And thanks for watching. Bye.